Good morning and welcome to Northern Lights Spiritual Center, a community of people dedicated to using spiritual and practical principles to create lives we want to live. Northern Lights Spiritual Center offers practical and spiritual tools to make positive changes in our lives. Okay, thank you. We acknowledge our presence here on the traditional and unceded lands of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish and coastal Salish peoples. These people are still here, and we join with them now as they continue to honor and bring to light their ancient heritage. We seek to resist the erasure of Indigenous histories as we work towards honoring and inviting the truth. Please join me for our opening song, In This Very Room, by Ron and Carol Harris. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough peace and quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For Spirit, sweet Spirit, is in this very room. In this very room.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this, now you can see my lips. So this morning, let us prepare ourselves for meditation. By allowing ourselves to get comfortable in our seats, placing our hands in our laps in an open and upright position, and allowing our eyes to close. And so we're going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths in and out together to allow us to go into a deeper meditation. So let's breathe in. And let it go. Breathe in again. And let it go. And one more time, in. And let it go. And so let's take a quick survey of our body to see if there's any place that's holding on. Starting at our feet. And we're going to move up to our head. And if you find such a place, say to it, relax, release, and let go. Relax, release, and let go. And so this morning, we are going to do some rampages of gratitude. We're just going to rev the gratitude up. And so we're going to start with our own bodies. And we're going to spend a few moments being grateful for our bodies, the parts of our bodies, just all that our bodies do for us. So to yourself, say, I'm grateful for, and whatever that happens to be. It could be, I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that I can move. I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. Just be in a rampage of gratitude for your body. What are you grateful around your body? There's so much. And so now let us be grateful for the things that we own, those things that are in our house. What is it that you're grateful for that you already possess? And so now, we each have dreams, we each have aspirations, we each have desires that have not manifested in the physical world, but we know that they exist, that they are here. And so let us be in a rampage of gratitude for all that we're calling forward in our life. A rampage of gratitude for it already being here. Not in the future. That it's here right now. So let us be grateful for that. So as we come back into this room, back into this space, we come back with this feeling of gratitude. Being grateful for all that we are, all that we have, all that is yet to be. We are living these wonderful, grateful lives. For our lives are blessed. We are loved. And all is well. And so it is. I don't think they're music.
They aren't.
Oh, you don't want them. Okay.
Most of them are. I think many of them muted themselves.
Oh, okay. Okay. So again, good morning, everyone. So I have a reading, and I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's rather long. But if you're choosing to read the whole thing, because I really suggest, it's called. It's actually, I guess, it's a blog, and it's called Self-Made Ladies. I hope I put my glasses on. And it's called The Power of Gratitude for Manifesting. And it's by Mia Fox. And I'm going to go down to the part that talks about how to practice gratitude. There are many ways to cultivate a feeling of gratitude in your life. Gratitude is an emotion, and humans can create emotion in their minds and bodies through thought alone. By thinking about things you are grateful for, you are automatically practicing gratitude. Just try to think about the person or people in your life who you are most thankful for and feel the wave of positive emotion wash over you. And if you want more inspiring ideas of how to practice thankfulness every day, she wants you to check out her post. But the simplest way of practicing gratitude is to make a list of things you are thankful for every day. This manifesting technique is called a gratitude list or a gratitude journal. You can do this on a piece of paper or mentally, but it's more powerful if you write it down. Every day, write down 3 to 5 things you are grateful for. When you write them down, focus on why you're thankful and spend some time focusing solely on being thankful without expectation. So that's without expectation.
No expectation?
No expectation, yes. For example, one day you may be grateful for a healthy breakfast, a good sleep, and supporting partner. The next you may be thankful for the gift of sight, a positive memory, or a passion you share. It doesn't matter how big or small the thing you're grateful for is, as long as you create the emotion, you're on the right track. You can also write thank you notes to people who you appreciate. Someone who has been there for you through a tough time. Someone you admire and who has impacted your life. Or someone who needs a little bit of encouragement. If you write down grateful thoughts toward a person, even if you do not send the note, it creates a sense of well-being and wholeness in your body. You are committing a selfless act. Another way to practice gratitude is to do something selfless. You can give to a charity, offer help to someone who needs it, buy the person behind you in line a coffee. When you do something selfless, it creates a sense of togetherness and gratitude within you that you can have a positive impact on another person's life. Practice gratitude consistently. The critical thing to remember is that consistency is key. You experience the benefits of gratitude the moment you feel it. However, you cause yourself to enter a state of gratitude regularly, you experience the benefits over and over. Continuous gratitude will have a compound effect. Gratitude you practice today will positively impact you for weeks to come. That means that when you're practicing gratitude in those coming weeks, you will experience the residue or the residual benefits and the immediate benefits of appreciation, causing a positivity snowball effect that grows stronger and bigger as you practice. And so it is.
Well, this is the final week for this month's chant. I'm grateful for what brought me here. I'm grateful for all I achieved. I'm grateful for what taught me here. I'm grateful for what I received. I give thanks for the view from here. I give thanks for the truth right here. I give thanks for what's new and clear. I give thanks for the truth right here. I'm grateful for what brought me here. I'm grateful for all I achieved. I'm grateful for what taught me here. I'm grateful for what I received. I give thanks for the view from here. I give thanks for the truth right here. I give thanks for what's new and clear. I give thanks for the truth right here. Now you know this, it's all you. You're grateful for what brought you here. You're grateful for all you achieved. You're grateful for what taught you here. You're grateful for what you received. You give thanks for the view from here. You give thanks for the truth right here. You give thanks for what's new and clear. You give thanks for the truth right here. Now we're grateful for what brought us here. We're grateful for all we achieved. We're grateful for what taught us here. We're grateful for what we received. We give thanks for the view from here. We give thanks for the truth right here. We give thanks for what's new and clear. We give thanks for the truth right here. Now really bring it home, really feel it. Stephanie told us about how we can create gratitude just by feeling. Now really feel it. I'm grateful for what brought me here. I'm grateful for all I achieved. I'm grateful for what taught me here. I'm grateful for what I received. And what do we give thanks for? I give thanks for the view right here. I give thanks for the truth right here. I give thanks for what's new and clear. I give thanks for the truth right here. Thank you for playing my game.
So many people expect change in others, expect change in the world, but are never willing to change themselves first. If you want to see change in others, you must first be the change you wish to see. If I want others to be better, I must be better. If I want my loved ones to change, I must be that change. If I want my kids to become a certain way, I must live that way. I must be that example. Not tell them how to be, but be that person. If I want them to be kind to others, I must be kind to others. If I want them to live fully as themselves and not wear any masks to fit in with others, I must be that person, free from fear of judgment, and live as I wish to live. If I want them to be giving, I must be giving. Giving of my time, giving of my love, my spirit, my presence. If I want them to be healthy, I must live healthy in every area. If I expect others to be grateful, I must be grateful first. I must show my gratitude. If I want others to live the life they want to live, I must set that example by loving the life that I live. If I want other people to make happiness and love a priority in their lives, I must make happiness and love a priority in my own life. If I expect others to be kind, I must be kind. I must be compassionate. If I expect others to listen and be understanding, I must listen, and really try to understand. I do expect all these things, so I will live as all these things. I will live as the person I expect of others. I will be the change that I wish to see.
Now, I give you Reverend Pamelagrace Beatty.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hello, Michael and Phyllis. Hello, YouTube. Hello, room. It's good to be here. I am thankful for being here. As you can tell, my talk today is about a little bit about gratitude, but I want to start somewhere else first. I joined Nextdoor. I thought it would be helpful, you know, those where you can, they'll tell you about your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a thing about, oh, we've got 5 kittens and we need to get a home for them. And by the way, there was one, she got a home immediately. I couldn't believe how many people wanted little kittens. Or, and that sort of thing. Do you know somebody who's a good refrigerator fixer? And so on. So that's what I was expecting. You know, that's not what I got, except for the kittens. There's somebody parlaying outside my house. There's somebody going down the street and they're trying all the cars. There's somebody who's taking our packages. There's some kid who jiggled our lock and actually tied the door and the door and the screen door together and we couldn't get out. And then there was, the teenager, actually she looked about 13 or 14, who took the whole bowl of candy and the bowl. And the bowl. Now, what's interesting about these is once those particular kind of announcements come on, there's 52 responses. So I have looked at the responses to see what people are saying, and there's a lot of, oh dear, I'm sorry, or oh dear, I'll bet that frightened you, or oh dear, get your gun. And then, no, don't get your gun, because if you shoot them, then you'll be accused, their family can sue. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is actually not what I signed up for. I didn't know there was that much crime. This Nextdoor is not talking exactly about my neighborhood, which I know has crime because I've experienced it personally, but just day after day of car, peeker, window, peeker, door, juggler, package stealers. So finally, after my reading listings for about a month, someone came on and said, look, it's COVID. People are losing their minds.
and you're crying about your packages, and it's true. It's unfortunate to have the tie you bought for Uncle Jim stolen off the front porch. It is. Totally get that. And you could think about it another way. We all in these areas have way more than we need. We really don't need to be buying all that stuff and having it delivered to our doorstep. What happened to the days where you went out to the store anyway? Secondly, by getting all of these packages, and I imagine quite a few of us have gotten packages since COVID because we couldn't go to the store. Since getting all those packages, now we're polluting the world with packaging, which we are. And yes, we don't want our cars broken into and our homes vandalized. We don't want that. And it's good to remember that there are people out there that have so little that this is what they do. So I thought, at last, a voice of sanity. Okay, you know where I'm going with that. There was no voice. There were so many hostile responses to this man's suggestion that we look at a bigger picture and be the change we want to be in the world. That's what he went on to say. There were so many hostile responses that Nextdoor took it all down.
Oh.
Every bit of it. The responses, the first reaction, all of it. The titles are there, but there's no content. And I thought, of all of the things for people to get hostile about, they got less hostile about somebody's house being broken into, or doors tied together, or car vandalized. They got less hostile about all of that, not except for the people who wanted to shoot them. Than they did about this guy saying, let's have a bigger picture here. And he literally said, look at the bigger picture. Consider the bigger picture. So, I thought, alrighty then. And it made me think about the bigger picture. I am getting off Nextdoor as soon as I get the list of all the people they recommend for heating and cooling, because I need a furnace, but after that I'm off. Because I don't want to read every day about who juggled, who did what. Sometimes we call these first world problems. Yeah, there are people in other countries who are more concerned about having enough water to boil rice or clothe their kids. 6% of African nations, 6% are vaccinated. And a lot of the people do live in cities where they are very close to each other. I don't have the numbers for how many have COVID, but only 6% are vaccinated. That's a big deal for some people. For those who don't want to be vaccinated, that might be a nice holiday. So, part of, and Stephanie touched on it in her reading, and even in our meditation, but particularly in the reading, part of making a change in the world is being the change we want to see in the world. And I continually find that, I'm going to say, an opportunity versus a challenge. It's really a challenge, but I'm going to say it's an opportunity to continue to grow. I've got it in my head, but do I have it in my body? Do I have it in my being to be the change I want to see in the world? Am I listening? Or am I busy thinking about my response? Am I listening behind the words? Because you know there's the words, there's what somebody says, and then there's what's really going on. Sort of like the words are the tip of the iceberg, and then there's this huge flow of ice underneath that. That's all about what's really going on that didn't come out in the words. You might get a little hint in the tone. But how deep am I listening? How much am I paying attention to what's important to somebody else? And people, we as people frequently don't really say what's important to us. We're defended. We're afraid that if we open up, we're going to be stomped. So we may use sarcasm or cynicism to camouflage what's really going on. I used to use it a lot. Now, I admit I still use it, but I am more aware of when. I had a supervisor I was working for in a training company who was hypersensitive to cynicism. I later found out she had a husband who was cynical and disrespectful and mean to her all the time and in front of others. We saw that. So she was overly sensitive. I thought she was overly sensitive. But she taught me, she said, you're hiding what you really want to say. You're just covering it up with some garbage. How can anybody understand what your issue is if you don't express the issue? And when she said that, she exploded. She was red in the face. She was spitting. She was so mad. And I was like, wow, she's my supervisor. I don't want to make her that mad. I'm really going to work on this. And that's when I noticed how often I did it, just out of habit. Personal camouflage. I said something like, she said, oh yeah, your performance review is coming up. You have to write one. I was new in the company. You have to write one, and then the supervisor writes one, and then you get together and you discuss it. And I was like, oh yay, another discussion on a performance review. Oh boy. That's actually when she blew up. And she was right about what I was hiding, because I'd had very bad experiences with you write up what you think you did, and then they write up what they think they did, and pretty much they generally didn't match.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't like doing it. And I thought, just tell me what you think, because obviously what I think doesn't matter, and it's not going to go in my performance review, so why am I doing this only to be humiliated when I say, gee, I ran that project well, and you say, yeah, it sucked. So that was what was going on. That was my beneath the point tip of the iceberg. I actually should have said that. And that's because I really didn't want to do it. And I got out of doing it. She just did it herself. So, being the change I want to see in the world meant moving away from being sarcastic and cynical. And as I said, I still have a little bit of it, but I'm aware of it. And I try never to use it in a situation where I'm hiding out and where something I'm feeling could be shared in a good way, and that would make a difference. So, being the change means being a beneficial presence. What does that mean? That means being in the middle of it and sending out positive energy. Being in the middle of it and thinking of something positive to say versus sarcastic or denigrating or joining in with the pity party. If you want a pity party or something to join in on, you can try next door. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities. Yes, that was cynicism. And I'm sticking to it. But sending out positive energy. And sometimes that can be difficult. But if, like the guy in next door said, if we can move to a higher level, and in spite of what's going on in front of us, send positive energy. Send wishing well. Send wishing for healing. According to some spiritual leaders, or many, sending out that positive thought, that positive energetic push actually does something. It changes the atmosphere. It certainly changes the experience we're having in ourselves, without a doubt, guaranteed. But it reaches further than that, and I believe, and there are spiritual leaders who would agree with me, that it actually reaches where you're sending it. It's like you're sending out love. Somewhere, that person you're sending love to feels it. They feel it. They can feel it when you're sitting in the room. They can feel it if they're long distance. But I've seen proof that they actually feel it. So sending out positive energy, love, peace, healing. And then there's the opportunity work for us as individuals. Forgiving. Forgiveness, you've probably all had those exercises in some class or another where you had to forgive a bunch of people. 12-step programs, that's one of the steps. If it's not the first, it's the second or the third, where they actually require that you write a letter to everyone that needs your forgiveness, and in some cases, I have seen them being required to send these letters. I once received one, I was like, from someone who said, "Forgive me," and I was like, I had no idea that I needed to forgive her for anything, first of all. And second, she wasn't quite ready to send it, so the energy in the letter was, I could tell that this was hard for her. But it was a good step. So even if we're not very good at it, and even if we're saying, "I forgive you," and we're saying, "No, I don't, no, I don't, no, I don't," it's a start. Just stay at it. And forgiveness is like the dishes. No matter how many times you wash the dishes, there's some more dishes to be washed. When I start making forgiveness lists, I do the first pass, and I'm like, okay, I did that. The second night I do another pass, and I can add on 10 more situations that I ask forgiveness for and need to forgive. So there's no there. If you said, "Oh yeah, I did that practice, I'm complete," no, you're not. There's still work. There's still room for more work. And in doing that, we are cleaning up our own energy. We're clearing our own energy. And even though you don't feel it, give it a try. Keep at it. Sooner or later, you will yourself down and you'll actually forgive those people. I was talking to someone this week who was still angry at somebody about something stupid that somebody did. It was dumb, but it was harmless, relatively, but it was dumb, and they did it 4 years ago. And the person I was talking to is still mad at heck that this person did this little thing. It was a little stupid thing. It was. And I could understand why he was upset when it happened. But this is 4 years later, and they're still getting aggravated and sweaty mad over it. Oh my God, that's so not good for you. So not good. So then we get to gratitude, and you know I've talked about gratitude since way before Thanksgiving. Gratitude is not a Thanksgiving thing. It's a continual thing. It's like those dishes. You wash the dishes, I'm so thankful. The next day, more dirty dishes, more reasons to be thankful. So, in the case of gratitude, having more reasons to be thankful is a good thing. And it's so important to be thankful for what we also take for granted. Like, I think last week, the power went out. Up until then, I had not added, and I'm so glad I have electricity to my gratitude list. You bet it's on there now. It is so nice to have electricity, to turn on the heat, and there's heat. To go to the stove and you can cook on it. The clocks are all working. It's a wonderful thing. Electricity. Yes, it is.
Amen.
I am very thankful. And I will continue to have it on my gratitude list. I was in one workshop where they said, say thank you to somebody you generally ignore. Write a thank you letter to somebody who's in your world and you forget to be thankful for them. And I remember thinking of my hairstylist. Yes, when I went there and she did my hair, I would say thank you and I'd walk out the door. But I didn't do one of those heartfelt thank yous where it's like, Larisha, I so appreciate what you do with my hair every time I come and how much care you take. And I could feel the care in her fingers when she washed my hair and dried it and carried on. I could feel it was nice to go there. There was a nice atmosphere. It was calm. She didn't have a million people. But I never thought about sending her a thank you note. You know, I paid her, I said thank you, we're done.
Mm.
So there are people in our lives like that. I mean, the Safeway grocery store person that rings up our purchases is one of those people. We say, oh yeah, thank you. You know, that's a, it's not exactly a warm fuzzy, it's kind of a passing fuzzy.
Flyby.
Yeah. Oh, hmm?
A flyby.
A flyby fuzzy. Yes, yes. I said thank you, I'm gone. But it's not from the heart, thank you. Appreciate the work you do here. So we have opportunities for being grateful. We have opportunities for sharing our gratefulness with others. And we can thank them for what they're trying to do. They may not be there yet, but they're trying. I thought you wanted this. You don't want this. A sincere, well, no, I don't really want to eat that because I'm on a diet. I'm watching my carbs. But I so appreciate that you considered that for me and thought that would make me happy. That is so sweet. A sincere thank you, even if it's not something you want. You know, my favorite thank you is future thanks. And so this one is the one where you're thanking the universe for giving you what you want that isn't here yet. I love that one. It's kind of a little out of what we're talking about here. It's a little kind of divergent path. But I love it so much, I'm saying it again. Future thanks, future thanks, future thanks for all the good that's coming. All the good that I desire. Knowing, for example, like so many people, they're calling it, I love this, the great resignation. And they're trying to figure it out there in the they land who writes up these articles. Why are so many quitting quitting their jobs? I love to think that they spent COVID, kind of like I did, thinking about what they really want to do with their lives and what kind of changes they made. Now, there are other reasons people say, well, they've got unemployment so they don't have to work. Unemployment is not that much money. I don't think they're getting unemployment checks is the reason why there's the great resignation. I think people are tired of, putting up with stuff they don't want to put up with. Or they're beginning to realize that maybe there's something else that they have in their lives that's better than what they've had, that makes them happier. Maybe they're realizing that. I like to think that. So far, nobody really knows, so I can think anything I want to. But that's where future things would come in. Taking that leap. Quitting that job. I'm not saying everybody should quit their job. Please do not say, she said, quit your job. I didn't say that, but what I am saying is that if you choose to quit your job, if you choose to look and try something new, if you choose to put yourself out there, future thanks is this beautiful mystic tool that we actually use in treatment that says, thank you for the future I see, knowing that it's not going to be a future, it's going to be my reality. It's going to be right in front of me. Everything out there is working to bring it where I can see it. Where I do see what I don't see, and I don't see what's in front of me that isn't it. So, I do see what I don't see, and I don't see what I'm seeing right now. It's coming, and I am so thankful. Personally, it's a major sense of relief when I'm trying something new. I will confess that I am making a shift. I'm closing the contract I'm working on right now. And I'm knowing that she'll find the perfect person to fill my space better than I did. And I'm knowing and giving future thanks for the good I'm going to have in my life as a result. And I'm knowing it's all good. I'll be fine. Yay. So there you have it. It's a wonderful example of future things, or a personal one anyway. So, there's unconditional gratitude. That means we don't say, well, I'll be thankful when, or I'll be thankful if, or I'll be thankful to that person when they stop making snarky little remarks to me. Yeah, that one's on my mind this morning. Just being thankful. Unconditional thanks. I am thankful, even though what I'm seeing in front of me is not exactly what I want to see. I'm thankful that I have had all the experiences I've had that have brought me to this place in my life. Unconditional. If you ask me about those experiences, I might say, well, I like this one, I like that one, I didn't like this one, I didn't like. I am thankful for them all. One friend that's here on Zoom once said to me that he was thankful because all of what has happened has brought him to be where he is right now. And he appreciates where he is right now. And he knows that there's room to grow, but right now he is thankful for having come this far, and I'm thankful too. So, unconditional gratitude. While we're in the month of gratitude, we can take this forward and be thankful regardless. And granted, that can be difficult. I've got a couple that I'm working on. So I'm acting as if I'm thankful. I'm saying I'm thankful, and I'm knowing that in continuing to do that, I will shift into a genuine place of being thankful. And so will you. So, being the change you want to see in the world means practicing what it is you want to see in the world. And it's not easy. Might be easy for some, not easy for all, certainly not easy for me. But it's an important thing to start thinking about what is that change I want to see in the world, and how do I show up as it? How can I be a beneficial presence wherever I am? And what all would it be helpful to me to be thankful for or grateful for, regardless? So there you have it. I'm complete. And of course, I am asking practitioner Stephanie to come up and close us out. It's good to see you.
So let's take a deep breath in and let it go. And just relaxing right where we are. For right where we are, God is, and God is all that there is, and that we're one with His power, one with His presence. And let us remember that 24/7, that there is just the one. For it is in the one that we just allow and can be that change that we are wanting to see, that we're willing to see, that we're allowing ourselves to see. We are the change that we're looking for. And so let us practice all that we've learned. Being that beneficial presence. Being that place of forgiveness. Being that place of gratitude. For we are all that. For that is all that God is. And we are one with this power, one with this presence. And so as we stand boldly in the truth of who we are, and as we bravely and courageously practice being that change, all shifts into this world that works for everyone. And so for this, I'm so grateful. For this knowingness that all is already done. I'm thankful that we have an opportunity to shift in each and every moment. I am grateful that we can be that change and we do not have to ask permission. We don't have to ask for someone's blessing. We just can be. And so for this and for so much more, I'm grateful as I allow it to be and I release this through the perfect action of the law. I simply let it go and I let it be. And I seal this by saying Ashe.
Ashe.
Amen.
Amen.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Stephanie, for putting the closing touches on a great talk by Reverend Pamela. Thank you, Reverend Pamela, for opening up some things. I thought I knew pretty much everything about gratitude, but I guess I don't. So that's why it's good. You know, it's good that we remain open at the top so that when something new comes up, we recognize it. And I also agree about next door. I'm on next door in this area, and there is a lot of, but I don't get into a lot of it. I see something, if it hits me, I'll read it. If not, I move on. So that's the way I handle it. I'm not gonna I get mixed up in enough other stuff. And the Great Resignation. I think that's a great term because I think a lot of people, as you said, have taken this time and realized that no, this isn't what I do, and life is too short, and I should do something I really want to do that inspires me, that lifts me up, and I think that's great. These people can. I know I did that when I left Boeing. I had a healthier life after that, and so I just want to thank you for your talk and for everyone that's here on Zoom and on Facebook and in the room. Next month we enter December already.
Yeah.
And next Friday we'll have another movie here. Not sure what it'll be, so it's a surprise. Dealer's choice. Saying I'm the dealer. And let's see what else is there. I want to thank everybody who helped with the Thanksgiving dinners that we provided for 4 families through. I forgot what group that is.
Treehouse?
No, Tony.
Through Tony, but it's the it's not
It's the Head Start
Head Start
program.
There we go.
That Phyllis connected us to.
That yes, Phyllis connected us to her like 3 years ago, and she has found families, and I'm grateful for everybody that contributed to that, because it's good to be able to do something for others outside of yourself, and so with that I just want to say thank you, and we will be also. I've sent out emails to our email group about the Treehouse program this year. And if anybody cares to donate to Northern Lights Spiritual Center, you can just go to our website and hit the donate button and move on to there. And I want to thank you and send blessings out for a beautiful day, a beautiful week, a beautiful life. So it is.
So it is.